In the previous part of this training, you configured an Excel import template that successfully added an empty specimen test record to the fatigue test data table. Now let's add the required information to the import workbook to allow some fatigue test data to be imported. To do this, you need to define the required attribute lookup information and named ranges. On the attribute lookup worksheet, the record name lookup configuration is defined. This allowed a new record to be created when we tested the import template in the previous step. That test record contained none of the test data on the data worksheet, because the relevant attribute lookup configuration has not yet been done here. First, let's look at the columns on this worksheet. The first column, attribute name, is used to specify the name of the attribute into which data will be written, or it can specify a record property, such as the record name. The data type column contains a short code that specifies the type of data, such as short text, point, range, or integer. The units column specifies the units for numerical data, or the discrete type, for discrete attributes. The worksheet column specifies the name of the worksheet where the data is located. In this workbook, that's the data worksheet. The data range column identifies a named range which will be used by the importer to extract the data values for this attribute. Now let's configure some attribute lookup information here. You created the specimen number short text attribute in the database schema for storing the test specimen identifier. Enter this in the attribute name column. In the data type column, choose stxt for short text from the drop-down list. In the worksheet column, enter data, the name of the worksheet where the specimen number data is located. In the data range column, enter the name of the named range which will be used to reference the specimen number data values, mi_specimen_number. You are going to need to enter this name when you create the named range in a moment, so copy this text, then go to the data worksheet. Select the specimen number value in the first data row, and create the new named range, pasting the copied text into the name field, and setting the scope to the data worksheet. Next, add the required lookup information for the stress data. Go back to the attribute lookup worksheet. Enter stress in the first column. Choose PNT, point, as the data type, and megapascals as the unit. Set the worksheet column value to data, again. In the data range column, enter mi_stress, and copy this text, then go back to the data worksheet again. Select the stress data cell in the first data row, and create the mi_stress named range, once again pasting the copied text into the name field, and setting the scope to the data worksheet. Repeat this process to add rows for the cycles and fatigue results attributes on the attribute lookup worksheet, and define the corresponding named ranges on the data worksheet. Cycles has point, or PNT, data type and is measured in cycles. Fatigue results is a discrete attribute, DCT. For discrete attributes, the value in the units column is used to specify the discrete type name, not a numerical unit, so enter the discrete type name, fatigue results, here. Your attribute lookup worksheet should now look like this. You're now ready to import some data from this workbook. Save and close the workbook. Go to the MI Import application and drag the workbook onto the Files panel. Select the fatigue test data table as the import location, and click Import. The import summary indicates that an existing record has been modified, and no new records have been created. Switching back to your bookmarked fatigue test data view in MI Explore, you can confirm this by looking at the existing fatigue test data record. It is now populated with some data. Let's now extend this import workbook further. Currently, only 4 of the properties in the source data are represented on the attribute lookup worksheet. This is what the worksheet should look like after adding the rest of the properties. Now, data for all of these properties can be imported. In the next part of this training, we look at how to import all of the rows of data from the table of test results on the data worksheet, and how you can specify the required folder structure for records created when importing data from this workbook.